In this video, we're talking about how you can motivate your team to meet deadlines. I'm Katie Richardson, and you are not Tony Robbins. You're not a cheerleader, and you're trying to figure out, how do I motivate my team to perform and hit these deadlines? I'm gonna teach you 3 principles that will help your team be way more effective, remove the bottlenecks, and get rid of that frustration. The frustration that comes when it feels like there's so much drag and we're trying to move towards this goal and outcome, and yet it just feels like we can't get there. You know what I'm talking about. When your team is not performing at the level that you want and need them to perform at. This is what we're talking about. The first principle is going to share the spectrum of 2 sides that your team could be operating on, and my guess is you're in the side that creates tremendous drag and friction. The second principle is going to show you how you don't have to nag your team to get them to perform. Then I'm going to share the final element to motivating your team to perform, which, as the CEO, this one is counterintuitive, and yet it's totally essential. The first principle is force versus choosing. Guess what? You don't want to force them. Nobody wants to be forced to do anything. When I was a kid, my mom was a piano teacher, and I was required, aka forced, to play the piano. I actually started to develop this great desire to play the piano, and I started writing my own music, and I started to really like piano. But the funny thing is, sometimes I would be walking into the living room where the piano was, and my mom, who was on some other side of the house, didn't even know that's what I was doing. She would call out and say, "Hey Katie, why don't you go play the piano?" And all of a sudden, I didn't want to play anymore. Why? Because at that point, I was doing it because she told me to, not because I was choosing to do it. I want you to think about things that you do in your life. The things that are exciting and fun and light you up are the things that you're choosing. So the trick here is to help your team choose these deadlines. And how do we do this? It's in a co-creation process. If you just show up and say, "Hey guys, I was just in that room whiteboarding everything. I got it all figured out, and here's what you need to do and what you need to do and what you need to do," they're gonna be like, "Hold on a second, what's going on? Why are we doing that? And why is John doing this? And shouldn't I be doing what Peter's doing?" Right? They're gonna be so confused. So bring them along on that decision-making process and co-create these targets, objectives, and outcomes with them. This is going to allow them to kind of discover what needs to be done alongside you and the other team members, and then ultimately bring their will to this, aka choose to do these things, not be forced into it because you arbitrarily picked some deadline back in a dark room where they weren't involved in, and all of a sudden now they have to do this thing that the boss said they need to do. Get them involved in the decision making and help them to choose it. The second way to motivate your team is to help them go into the future. As a CEO, as an entrepreneur, as the founder of your company, you probably live in that future place more than you live in the present. And because of that, you go there all the time. You know what it feels like to be there, to have accomplished those dreams and those goals, to be driving that fancy car that you know you want to be driving, to be living in that house that you've dreamed of. And you already know what that's like. And they are probably a very present individual, right? They're very focused on tasks and current responsibilities and things that need to get done. So help them go into the future and experience emotionally what it's going to be like once we have accomplished and achieved these goals and targets. What does this look like? I've got an incredible 9-year-old who recently was part of this singing group, and they were putting on this little performance for all of the parents. And my 9-year-old had made a decision that she wanted to sing a solo, and yet the day of the performance was getting really nervous and anxious and afraid. And so how did I help her in that moment? I helped her go into the future. And I said, "Okay, I want you to imagine that we are having this conversation, but it's tomorrow. And as you're in that conversation tomorrow, do you want to be saying to yourself, 'Oh man, I was afraid and I did it anyways, and I'm so glad because that was super fun and exciting'? Or do you want to say, 'I got scared and I chickened out and I decided not to do it and I regret that decision,' right? So future pacing. I took her into the future and I had her look at these 2 different sliding door possibilities. And I said, "Which door do you want to go into? Which hall do you want to walk down?" And she made a decision that she tomorrow wanted to be the girl who was so proud of herself for doing it and excited that she had the courage to do it and got to live that experience of singing in front of this audience. So you can do something similar with your team. Help them go into the future and experience what it's going to be like once they have accomplished and achieved these goals and targets. Ask them what it's going to feel like to accomplish that target, right? To have figured it out. Start talking about what will it feel like once you've figured out a solution to this issue, and get them emotionally invested in that future place where they've figured it out and they've been able to accomplish and achieve that goal. And speaking of future pacing, tomorrow you're going to say to yourself, dang it, I should have hit that like and subscribe button on Katie's video, because she's given me so much value and helping me more than anybody else on the World Wide Web. And listen, I'm here for you. So like and subscribe so you can make sure to get all the help that I'm giving you right now. Okay, and the third way that you can help your team meet these deadlines is invite them into this co-creation process. Remember we talked about going into that dark room and strategizing all by yourself and figuring it all out and then handing out deadlines? That doesn't work. So we've got to bring them into this process of determining the outlines, the goals, the targets, and we want them in this process of creating and determining these things. And here's the thing. You have so much more wisdom, knowledge, and experience than probably the rest of your team, and that's awesome. That's great. And you need to bring them into this conversation and help them be a part of the creation of the new product or the new service or how you're going to better deliver on your promises. If you engage them and their thinking and their critical mind, you'll actually create a much better end product. And they will be emotionally invested in this outcome because they were now a part of the creation of it. It might look something like this, right? As the leader, you come in, you say, here's what I want to do. Like, this is the direction that I want to go. What are some things that we can do as a team to help us to get there, right? So you can see how you as the leader kind of identified a specific target and objective, and they are helping to develop the steps, the process, the problem solving required to get you there. If you're trying to figure out how to motivate your team to meet deadlines, you're probably navigating things like managing your time. You're probably asking, how can I sell high ticket services? Guess what? I got videos on all of those. So make sure to check out all of the videos on my channel. And would you like a free guidebook? Because guess what? I got one. That's right. I've got a free guidebook that is specifically designed for you. Listen, as a CEO, as a founder, you carry tremendous responsibility on your shoulders. I'm here to help you and support you with the mindset, skill sets, and tool sets that you need to thrive in this world. The things that you're doing are things that you feel called to do. And I have a proven process to help you get there. It starts right now by clicking the link below, downloading my free guidebook, and I can't wait to help you. I'll see you in the next video. I'm Katie, and you're awesome.